Okay, so we're in the Oak Studio today with Lindsay Crespo, who's singing the song No One Else Like on our newest Leaves of the Trees album, which is available April 12th.
Yep.
Yay! April 12th. And I'm here, Rebecca Sankey, with Vinny Castorio and Lindsay Crespo.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for driving out.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. On an especially rainy day today in Wayne, New Jersey. Let's start out by you sharing a little bit, because you and Vinny know each other from a church from years ago.
Yes.
But you and I have just met about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I really don't know very much about you, so this is perfect. So tell me a little bit about just basic stuff, where you live, where you grew up, what your family's like, just so everybody knows.
Who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm from Netcong, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in Sussex County in a place called Ogdensburg, New Jersey. So, yeah.
That's where the mine is.
Yes, the mine, the zinc mine.
Which also is in Zoolander.
Yes. So I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
A movie which
Random
I despise.
Facts of the
But
So good.
I hate that movie.
But yeah, that's where I'm from. Mm-hmm. My family, I have 4 sisters.
Oh, wow. All girls.
And almost everybody's musically inclined. My dad plays guitar and piano. My little sister plays drums. My other sister sings and plays drums.
Cool.
My mom and my other sister do sing. So we all like music.
Yeah.
No Partridge Family thing going on, but
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So you grew up in Sussex County and then moved later on by yourself, or your whole family moved?
Yeah, no, I moved on my own.
Okay.
I lived a couple places. I was in Summit,
Mm-hmm.
Denville, stood in
Different
Sussex,
places,
Sussex and Morris County.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've pretty much been in New Jersey all my life.
Stayed in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
Nice. What do you do when you're not singing?
I work at an infertility center.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
What do you do?
I'm a patient liaison. Doesn't that sound really cool?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not
an
that
official
great.
title. Liaison.
It was so great. I like to say it like if it's like a really great job,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to pretend that it's a really great job, but it's
more simple. More simple than it sounds.
Yeah, aka I answer phones and schedule appointments.
Hey, but that's really cool, because that's something
it's a job.
Yeah. And I mean the situation itself is something where you really, people are coming to you who are pretty desperate.
Yeah.
Help people.
Help people, which is important.
Even if you're just scheduling their appointments.
Exactly. Faith without deeds is dead, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So you said your family are all musical. So talk a little bit about music growing up. Has it always been?
I love music. I've been singing. There's videos of me when I was little.
I was going to ask.
Praising and worshiping, lifting my hands up, saying I will pay instead of I will pray. But I thought I knew what the lyrics were. But I just always loved singing. The mic was in my hand. They've got pictures of me on piano. And I just always done, community theater, choir, and just everything like that. I love music. And I love singing. And now I'm playing a little guitar too, so it's kind of exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that the only instrument that you are playing now?
Actually, I do play piano. Everything's pretty much by ear, though. I don't really play. I don't really know notes a lot. I probably can't look at a book and play exactly what's written, but yeah, if I hear something, I could probably catch up on it and play it on the piano or the guitar. Well, almost the guitar.
You write a lot of your own stuff.
I do. The last couple songs that I had made, the demo I made was actually lyrics were mine.
Okay.
But we had musicians that worked with us to come up with the music. But right now I actually came up with about 3 songs on my own with the guitar. And
I was going to ask. Yeah. Do you find that you write with an instrument?
Yeah.
And not piano then guitar?
Now I'm actually writing with the guitar right now. A little bit I started to do on piano, but I just feel like more I'm like gravitating towards the guitar, which is kind of cool.
Get those fingers.
So, yes, the little guitar fingers.
I can never do it because I can never turn my hand.
It is awkward. It is, and it hurts your fingertips, and they're like all calloused and indented
and
now.
You gotta clip your nails.
Yeah, no nails.
It's worth it though. If it's
it is.
If it's
definitely worth
good
it.
Songs and good stuff coming. So you were involved in theater stuff through school, or what? Even through like community?
Both.
Like both.
Yeah, I did theater growing up through elementary school and high school, and then I did a couple community theater shows. The last I did was in 2007.
Really?
Yeah, I was Rizzo in Grease.
Fun.
Great part, but yeah, that was the last show that I did.
And that was just community.
Community
for that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Netcong has a community theater.
They do. I have not done a show there, but I actually saw one a couple weeks ago.
Cool.
And it's cute. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little
right around the corner.
Yeah, super close to home. As far as church music goes, how did any involvement with that sort of start? Did you guys have a home-based church where you got started, or
yeah, I mean, pretty much my family grew up going to Calvary Temple, which is where I met Vinny. My parents used to be involved in the ministry, you know, when it was the old Calvary Temple church before they built the new one, and yeah, I know my dad was involved in some music ministry in the past. I did a little bit of the choir there when I was attending the church, but in some plays too. So I was never on like the worship team.
Right.
I was involved in certain things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Something here or there.
Yes.
Cool. Let's see.
Next question.
Yeah. So projects that you're working on now then.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned you used to do some community theater stuff.
Yes.
And now you've been writing on your own and learning
I have.
to play guitar.
Yes.
And you did this song with Oaks.
Yeah.
And then who else are you collaborating with
There
these
is
days?
a really talented musician. His name is Dennis Worship, and I'm actually starting to write some stuff with him too. And we have a couple songs that we're going to start recording soon, which are going to be awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, he's very talented. So
and does he play?
He does. Yeah, he plays both piano and guitar.
Okay.
Very good. So
that makes it easier.
Yeah. Makes it easier for me to just do the singing, which I'm used to,
right?
And have him play and stuff. But yeah, no, he's awesome. So hopefully we'll get that stuff recorded soon.
How did you guys get connected?
We were actually going to youth at another church that I was attending. So
okay, cool. So you met there.
Yeah.
Musical influences.
Ooh.
Tell us a little. And it doesn't have to be, the DC Talk Newsboys.
No, I have. Darn, those are my number one favorites. Bethany Dillon, she was one of them that I really like, her guitar playing and everything. I guess she was starting to write when she was like 14, so she was definitely a big influence. Just listening to her and saying, wow, she's super talented at such a young age. Rachel Lampa, which you probably don't really hear much about anymore, and Stacey Rico, another one that you don't really hear.
I remember,
Yeah, I mean, now recently I gotten more into like Brooke Fraser and Carrie Job and those girl singers. It's always the girl singers I'm naming out. I mean, a lot of groups I like too, but
more drawn to like the female vocalists.
Yeah, female vocalists. Even Brandon Heath has great music that he he just came out with a new CD that I really love too. So there's a lot of great Christian artists out there that I'm definitely my inspirations. Tail and Acacia are another group that I really like too. So.
What was that one?
Tail and Acacia. It's two sisters. They're awesome.
Cool.
They're really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite musical style?
I just like straight acoustic, soul sounding, I guess poppy, but not. I could just listen to somebody playing guitar and singing. It doesn't even have to have everything else involved in it, and I love it.
The instrumentation.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Simple like northern New Jersey.
Yeah.
Country roads music. Okay, here's a random one. Just top 3 favorite things to do.
Okay, that would be sing, and sing.
You can't choose sing.
Oh, darn.
Something else.
Okay. I love fashion. So I love to go to thrift stores and get super cheap clothing, especially there's a place called Value Village. Shout out to Value Village.
Where is that?
It's in Hawthorne, New Jersey.
Okay.
And they have like 50% off day sales. And it's insane in there. Literally, it's like the Kmart or Walmart of Salvation Armies, and it's like,
is that like Udelco, the same place?
I've actually never been there. What is that?
Oh, I gotta tell you about that.
Oh, okay. This is after the recording. We're going actually, but yeah, they have usually on holidays they have 50% off day sales. So that's one thing that I really like to do. Apparently, I like to collect shoes because I have a lot in my closet, and purses, and
accessories.
Scarves. And necklaces. I guess accessories is a great category. Yeah, pretty much everything. Let's see what else. I mean, I like to draw, but not anything. I mean, butterflies and rainbows.
No, I
happy things.
Yeah, totally. Like little doodles.
Yeah,
sketches and
fun
doodles.
Stuff. Like macaroni girl tables. They're like my
my
favorite.
goodness, I know. Excuse me, I need 3 more colors.
Can you just redo my table with more paper, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess those would be my 3 things.
Are there other creative things? You know, you mentioned theater now, because there's the whole acting side to that, and then drawing. Are there other crafty or creative
things.
Sides to
I used to do, remember those the jewelry that you used to make when you were younger with the thread that you would put in the hair, like hair wraps? I used to like make a bunch of those, and I like to like, you know, make little jewelry stuff, but nothing that I sell or anything like that.
Right.
Nothing that Oaks of Righteous sells or anything like that.
On the new store?
Possibly on the new store on their website.
Well, if you decide to start a jewelry line, let us know.
Little commercial break.
Tell us a little bit about I guess just you and God through the years. You know, how did I meet him? Yeah. What was the beginning for you?
Well, I found him, but he was never lost. He was always there. You know, growing up in a Christian home, it's so cliche, but you're kind of, you know God, you know.
Mm-hmm.
On my own, I can remember accepting him or asking him to come into my life. It was on a trip for Camp of the Woods. And Vinny, you might have even been there. And I know they had like an altar call, and I was like, I'm ready, Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of, you know, how I accepted God on my own, and, you know, really started digging more deeper into the Bible and just getting more into devotionals, you know, within the past couple years, more in the past year, so a little bit stronger. You know, my goal right now is reading through the Bible from the beginning to the end, which is taking me forever because I like underline every single thing. It's like, why even have a pen? Like literally everything in the Bible is underlined right now.
No, I know. And then start to
and then just trying to get like the genealogy of everything, knowing who had who, and then so on and so on, and that's kind of like my goal right now, just to remember all that stuff. Don't quiz me or anything. But yeah, I mean, as far as knowing God, that's kind of how it started in my family. I was raised in a Christian home, which I'm thankful for. But you know, also I went out and sought out for God, you know, on my own. So
I think it's always hard, that transition from like it just, you know, being what you naturally do into becoming some sort of personal.
Exactly. And especially getting older, you want to kind of like learn who God is on your own. You don't want to just learn, you know, who your parents told them he will, you know, that he was. You want to go out and you want to start looking and just learning who he is. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's really it. And I think experience. Yeah, you have to experience it. On your definitely. Own, because otherwise you have nothing really to rely on. Exactly. Although it would be so much easier.
Yeah. Well, my parents said that God, okay, well then that's true.
That's hard. That's one of the things too, as I'm teaching, that I think about a lot with the kids, because it's the same kind of thing. You know, they're 9, trying to get them to and a lot of them have been raised in Christian homes.
Yeah, exactly.
Seeing that it's not just what it is. Is there anything that, or maybe even, you know, you mentioned where you are in the Bible right now, but like anything specific that God's been highlighting to you in life, or
I mean,
encouraging you with?
As far as encouragement for like my music and stuff, it's just a lot of experiences that, I mean, even within the past year, I just feel like you almost want to hate the circumstances that you go through and hate everything, you know, oh, you know, I went through this, I went through that. And I'm almost like, this morning, it was weird. I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? Thank you to whatever that happened to me, because you've inspired me to write more and to write personally from my heart. And you know that other people go through what you know, not exactly what I go through, but you know, they're able to kind of like feel the same way, you know, going through your music and understanding and just hopefully find God through what I'm singing and the experiences that I'm going through. Yeah. So,
because the emotions are the same, even if the experiences are
are
different.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. It's weird to come to a place where you're like, that was awful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That's where I was this morning. I was like, you know what? Thank you, bad experience. I appreciate your help.
Yeah. So. I find the same thing with writing too. Cause poetry is one of my things. So sometimes it's the same thing. Yeah. You're thinking of a way to, you know, do you find that you process life through music?
Oh,
like definitely. You have albums that you go back to for certain emotions.
Definitely. There's certain albums that you about and you're like, wow, that makes me kind of sad right now.
Yeah.
Because
put that on the do not listen to.
Do not ever listen to. Or there's ones that, that you listen to and you're like, oh my goodness, I remember my windows were down. It was really hot out.
Yeah.
It's those are the kind of music that I want people to think of when they hear my stuff. So hopefully.
Right. Stuff that comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
In a good way.
Exactly.
It's so weird to me how music does that.
It does.
You can flash
anything
right back.
Yeah. Right back exactly where you were.
I feel like most of your senses do that, but I feel like music kind of connects you the most. But if you smell something sometimes or taste something, but I feel like music is such a strong thing.
Yeah.
That it can
it outweighs all.
Take you places, good and bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which makes it all that more important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
For when we do it or create it.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about maybe not musical influences, but even spiritual influences or people who have been particularly
spiritually influenced? I mean, I would just even say, my sisters, they're the ones, friends can come and go, but your family's your family, and just discussing. I mean, just the other day I was discussing with my sister just what I was reading through and in the Bible, and it's cool to see the way that you grabbed the word and then hear the way that she grabbed the word and put it together, wow, I didn't think about it this way, and then kind of gain a new understanding, which is awesome. So definitely have to put them number one on my list for spiritual.
That's a good thing. Did you guys always get along, or is that something?
Yeah. No, definitely always got along. I mean, did we pull hair and stuff? Yeah. If that's what you're trying to get to, we did that too.
No, I mean in general, there was
Yeah.
I think as you get, I think my brother and I have clicked more as we've gotten older and older.
Yeah.
We find we have more common interests and we start to.
We discuss it more than when we were younger.
Right.
When we were younger, it's just like, oh, we're going to youth group. This is so fun. But now we're getting older. We really are just discussing, what we learned or, what we're grasping from the word. Which
it's
is
so
great.
awesome to have that in your family too. Because
Yeah,
it's good when it's
definitely.
friends, but
it is good when it's friends. Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's great when it's
but it's better when it's family.
It's sure.
Lots of commercials in this.
This is a commercial for family. Talk about your musical plans a little bit.
My plans.
What kind of goals?
I would love, obviously, to tour with my music and just
be able to.
Yeah, just live that whole lifestyle without having to work another job. I would love to make that my main job. I know God, He's opened doors for me, and as far as anything later, I don't know. I just kind of it's all in His hands, and I know He has the perfect plan for me.
Yeah.
As for everybody else, and it's good, and it's gonna make us prosper and grow, right? So just waiting on those doors to open.
Yeah. It's the waiting part.
Yeah, it's the waiting.
It's
actually,
the waiting
I'm writing a song right now about that verse. So
cool.
Yeah.
So what? You're basically then staying open to whatever projects. Is that sort of
I'm so open to just collaborating with any musicians, and to me, it's God gave us all the gifts. Use it, share it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much bigger and better when it's more than one person. And just getting the word out there, just getting people to just know God. That's really my importance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What is the thing you would like to do with your music?
What I would love to do, I just reach out to the people who don't know God. I mean, that's obviously the main goal,
Express something of Him in it.
Yeah, and just not just forcefully, say God, 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 but have people understand. People probably look at us, oh, they're Christians, they think they're so perfect because they have God. No, we're not perfect, and we have God, and we're not perfect, and that's what we're trying to show you, that we're not perfect. Right. And we can still have God, and not, our situations aren't perfect, and we go through things. Yeah, I got into 3 car accidents within the span of 9 months, but I'm alive, and doors are still opening for me, and He still blesses you, and He puts you through certain things for a reason, and it's not just people who aren't Christians specifically. He puts us through it too. I mean, look at Job in the Bible. He was a faithful guy, and he still went through a lot, and a lot was taken away from him, but God still blessed him.
Yeah.
So.
And then restored.
Yes.
And then you get it back.
There we go. Yes.
Here's another really basic general thing. 2 objects that you own that you could not live without.
I guess I would have to be the cell phone.
Are you a big texter?
I am a big texter.
Me too. I feel so awkward about it at school.
Yeah.
Because I teach with a lot of older teachers.
Oh, they're not texting.
And I feel bad. I'm sitting there during lunch.
And you're not really paying attention, but looking.
Sorry.
You're like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
so wait, what did you just say? Yeah, that's bad. I do that too. And my Bible.
Bible and cell phone.
Bible and
Those
cell
are
phone. I should have been Bible first and then cell phone.
Well.
Sorry, God. Repentance
Maybe
right
you
now.
can get your Bible on your cell phone.
You know what? I have it on my iPod Touch.
That's what I have.
But I don't have the iPod Touch as my cell phone, so I still
don't either.
Okay, so we still need to repent. We're twins.
Are there any other books that you've read / are reading lately?
I was starting to read a little bit of, I can't pronounce his first name, Jennison Franklin. He's a pastor, and it was about making your dreams come true. I don't remember the exact title. I started reading some of it. My problem is with books, I'm really bad. I start and then I don't really finish, which is why, yeah. Anybody else out there? Which is why I'm happy that I'm able to read the Bible through, or starting to, you know. So that's actually the
pacing
main,
yourself.
Yeah, that's the main book that I'm really trying to finish and focus on.
What chapter are you on?
I'm in Genesis, at the end of Genesis right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you just started.
I started it later than the beginning of the year. Okay.
Oh, so it's not the read through in the year the same way.
Not specifically because,
right.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to read it through without having to follow. You know, whenever I can't understand anymore. Yeah, whether it takes me 10 years. Exactly. And Jesus is coming back. I'm like, wait, I'm not done with this chapter yet.
You have to wait. I didn't get to Revelation yet.
Exactly. I know you can explain it to me right now, but I'm not done yet.
That's great.
So yeah, you know, whenever I can get through and understand without having to open it later on and have to reread it again, which I hate doing.
Right.
But
yeah, there's a Hebrew tradition that there's 7 layers to every scripture, so you can read it 7 times.
There has to be. You're probably read it all the way through and then needed to read it again and say, oh my goodness,
something
I did not
different
realize
every
that.
time.
Yeah.
Have you come across something in Genesis like that totally surprised you, or that you were like, wait, I didn't know?
Well, just the relations of everybody, that all the children, I'm like, wait, that's like his like half sister. That's his cousin. That's really weird. And you know what? Actually, I was just discussing with my sister, the whole Jacob and Israel, because they use Jacob and then they'll start saying Israel, and I know they're the same person,
right? But
I'm like, why do they all of a sudden change? You know, and I know that there's different ways that they write it, and obviously different translations and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, it was a little bit confusing. It's like Jacob said this, or Israel had a dream, and then God came to him and said, Jacob, Jacob. And I'm like, why didn't he just say Israel, Israel?
You already changed his name.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's fun stuff like that.
What translation are you reading?
The NIV.
NIV.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't read that in a while, and that's what I'm reading as I'm teaching this year.
Okay.
And it's shocking how clear and straightforward.
With the NIV?
Yeah, because I'd forgotten like how it reads so much like a story, and it's so much easier to grasp.
Even if you go, I mean, I even bought a kid's Bible, an NIRV. It's like the New International Reader's Version.
Oh, okay.
So that's like really like
straightforward,
children.
basic.
Yeah. They actually say it's for kids or anybody who English is their second language.
Okay.
So sometimes I go back to that too, and I'm feeling like I really don't understand what they're saying right now.
Sense.
Yeah. I mean, I even use the dictionary a lot of the times too. I'm like, what does that word mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
No, definitely. I think so.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So
this is
much.
fun. I'm really happy to be a part of the project that we're doing.
Definitely. And maybe we'll work on like some of your songs recorded.
Yes, I would love that.
More to come from Lindsay Crespo and Oaks of Righteousness.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.